The luck of the draw probably hasn't gone with him. Todd Kidd has an interesting background in that he's sponsored by the Queensland branch of the Builders Labourers Federation here in Australia and the clothing company Right Cross. But to be sponsored by a union, I guess, would be almost unique.
Yeah, well, you know, great, certainly great strength to have supporting you.
There'll be a few of them here this afternoon, I reckon. John Waith from Wales is our referee. So can Todd Kidd do the Aussies proud here? The first Australian in action. Our officials are from Egypt, Canada, the Seychelles, Scotland and the Bahamas as they come out for the first round. Kidd in the blue, the Indian in the red.
Todd Kidd, only 20 years of age. Certainly a big experience for him here.
The Indian, 24 years of age, so certainly any experience, he has it behind him.
Bahadir Pan, the Indian, another southpaw, fighting with the right foot forward, leading with the right hand.
Silver medalist in Manchester was Pan in 2002 in the 57-kilo class.
Todd Kidd's got a 4-inch height advantage over his Indian opponent and definitely a longer reach, but Pan is certainly a very, very classy boxer.
2-1 so far in the first round to the red corner, Pan. I'm sure Todd Kidd would be a little bit nervous.
Yeah, big occasion for him.
And there's always that extra element fighting in front of your home crowd, home meaning Australia, of course. As I said, he comes from Queensland.
One of 4 Queenslanders in our team. Queensland have certainly produced some good amateurs. Lovely right hand there from Todd Kidd.
Crowd getting right behind him. But the Indian with a little bit more experience. 3-all in the first round so far. Indian ducking and weaving, trying to make it difficult for his Australian opponent to land punches. Kidd throwing them from too far away there. And there.
8 seconds remaining, relatively even round. Todd Kidd comes back.
Kidd working in close as the bell goes for the end of round 1. 5 points to 4. The judges have scored it so far in favour of the red corner, which is a punt from India. So a good tight contest so far, and anybody's fight. Let's go back to the replay and see what happened in the first round.
Pushed his opponent down there. Pun was off balance. He sort of swung him round. No blows landed there, but Todd Kidd did relatively well in the first round against a very classy opponent who, you know, has fought at top level and, as we said, was silver medalist in Manchester. That's a great credential.
Todd Kidd, a gold medalist, 64-kilo class at the Oceania Championships last year in Papua New Guinea.
Todd Kidd was also awarded the Arthur Tunstall Trophy for the best boxer at the Australian Championships in 2005. So he is one of our more accomplished young amateur fighters.
Second round of this 4-round contest at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre in the 18th Commonwealth Games. Went in and copped one for his corner, did Kidd.
Todd Kidd goes ahead by 1 point.
2 points to him so far in this round. He's got a good reach, wants to make the most of it.
I think Pan is still trying to work out Todd Kidd, and Todd Kidd's got a 4-inch height advantage, as I said. He's quite longer in the arms. He's gone ahead now. The Australian boxer has hit the front.
4-zip in this round, Barry.
Yeah, boxing well.
That's what you've got to do, box well, not try and win it with one punch. As you can see, they're pretty fast on his feet. Todd Kidd got out of trouble very quickly and easily. Indian comes back at him. It's a brawl.
Good punches exchanged by both boys. Bahadir Pan taking it up to Todd Kidd from Australia. Todd Kidd taking some good shots to the head there.
8-2 to the Australian in the second round.
And far better round for the Australian.
Half a minute to go in the second. India trying to get to close quarters.
Australia's coach is Bodo Andreas from Germany. He's obviously tutored our boys very well in how to handle the southpaw stance. He's Todd Kidd's moving, using the ring well.
Good combination from the Indian. Stop. 10-3 to the blue corner so far, Todd Kidd.
Yeah, referee warns Todd Kidd there for use of the head, and that was fair enough too. He's got to be a little bit careful with that. But a very, very interesting contest.
Good round. The crowd liked it. And there are plenty of Australians here, as you would imagine, being in Melbourne. Plenty of support for the Indian as well. 10 points to 3 it was in Australia's favour in that round. 14-8 so far, halfway through the contest.
Yeah, well, at this stage, you'd have to say that Todd Kidd is, doing very well against a much more experienced opponent who's fought around the world and at top level. Bahadir from India. Got a bit rough there a couple of times with Pun using the glove across the face and Todd Kidd coming back, putting his head in his opponent's face. The referee was right on top of it. Very good refereeing.
Halfway through the contest, Todd Kidd 4 inches taller in the old terminology over Bahadir Pun from India. This crowd finding plenty of voice in this light welterweight contest. 14-8, the blue corner leading. That's Todd Kidd from Australia over Bahadir Pun from India. Again, both boys throwing good combinations.
Todd Kidd, I saw Australia versus Croatia about a month ago at the Sunshine Soccer Ground, and he was one of our most impressive members of the team, of the Australian team. And he's boxing well here tonight. Oh, he just got hit. He hurt. He was, as I said, that Todd Kidd was hurt from a big left hand from Pun. Comes back. He was definitely shaken there, the Australian.
He'll be a bit more wary now.
He's got to watch that big left hand from his southpaw opponent. It's got a lot of power in it.
Still leads by 5. He has a 2-point advantage in this round as well.
Pun knows he's in a fight. He's changed his style. Pun is not trying to box the Australian now. He's trying to walk in and unload. He's walking up with both hands. The Aussie goes ahead.
Well, it might suit Kidd.
Yeah. Moving from side to side, Todd Kidd.
If Kidd continues to box him and not try to out-punch him.
Yep, that's it. He's doing a good job of it. Pun is getting frustrated, I believe. He's walking up, throwing the big right hooks from the southpaw stance and looking for the big punches.
Try and get himself out of the corner, which he does.
You'd have to say Todd Kidd gets through this. He's one of the very, very strong medal chances for Australia.
Just a few seconds to go to the end of the third round. 23-15 the score so far, 9-7 in the Australians' favour so far in the third. Getting a little rough in close.
Getting rough, but Todd Kidd composed. He's moving side to side. Made his Indian opponent look a bit pedestrian there. Evaded his punches, moved to the side.
Good ring craft.
Good ring craft.
End of round 3. Crowd right behind the Australian here. More crowd involvement, obviously, than we've seen so far, because this is the first Australian we've seen. Good representation from the Commonwealth nations, though, so far in the boxing contest, and this was a good round. Plenty of leather thrown.
Certainly a big occasion for Todd Kidd. That was that left hand that hurt him. He was definitely, he was badly shaken there.
Well, there were 3 punches there, Barry.
Yeah, there was. It was the last one. He was caught with the 3 of them, but the last one was, you saw the change in his eyes. That definitely shook him up. But he did come back extremely well.
Referee, I should say, the judges scored a 10-7 to Todd Kidd in that round. So he's won the last 2 rounds, 10-7 and 10-3. Pun won the first 5-4. The Australian leading 24-15.
Okay, Bahadir coming out for the last round. He's going to come out firing on all 8 cylinders. He knows he needs to win this round hugely or score a knockout. He knows he can hurt his Australian opponent, as we saw there. But Todd Kidd boxing, he's very composed. His hands held high and showing good ring craft, good skill.
I wonder if the instruction will be the same to the Australian as it was in the Canadian at the same stage of the last fight when they said box smart, be smart.
Yes, I think he might have heard that in the corner. I tell you what, I'm surprised the Indian has got away with that forearm there. It's not the first time he's used it, and the referee didn't pick up on it there.
I've been on the wrong side. They don't miss much, though, the referees.
No, they've been very good so far, and, you know, all the scoring's been spot on. Bahadir Pan looking frustrated to me, looking...
Still trying to land that big one, isn't he?
He's trying to land a big one. He needs to turn this fight around rapidly, and it's slipping away from him.
Well, the Australian Todd Kidd just needs to box smart, keep out of trouble. I think that's what you can see. He's fighting on the back move there, and that's what he's trying to do. Maybe that was the ring plan.
Pan fighting with his hands by his sides. Very strange, you know, knowing that there's that left hand. He's caught Todd Kidd there, but Pan knows that he's, you know, got to either knock him out or do something.
Walk into that one.
Fighting with his hands by his sides, and no wonder he's walking into punches with his hands down like that. Todd Kidd using the ring well.
He's got to keep doing it for another 40 seconds.
40 seconds, he's got a 10-point lead.
Well, he probably went into this bout as the underdog, but he's given a very good account of himself so far.
Yes, it was, appeared a very tough draw. Gets through this, he's going to be definitely, you know, one of the big medal chances.
Australia won 3 medals at Manchester in the gold department and 1 bronze. What can we do here? Looked like a clash of heads there. Referee separates them. And a few seconds to go in the contest. Indian trying to win it with 1 punch. He knows he's behind.
Desperation from Pan.
9 seconds to go.
Bit of rough stuff there. 6 seconds to go. It's all over.
Crowd counting down. Again with his hands low, he got caught. There's the end of the fight. It will be a win to the Australian. The judges have scored the final round to him 7 points to 4, which tallies on the scorecards 31-19.
Don't the crowd love it? The crowd going nuts here. Absolutely nuts, supporting their fellow Australian as he goes through to the second round with a very, very good victory over one of the leading fighters in this division, in the light welterweight division.
So the last 4 contests have gone to the blue corner as we go back to the final round. Kidd scoring with left and rights to the head. And, well, you would say no pun intended.
No pun intended. Fair enough.
And referee John Waith will hold it off the hand of the Australian. Todd Kidd advances to the second round of the light welterweight division in the 64-kilo class with a decisive points win 31-19 over his Indian opponents. Counterpart. In fact, that is his nickname, Hollywood, for obvious enough reasons. Heavyweight contest. Brad Pitt of Australia against Danny Price of England. The crowd into it straight away.
And Danny Price, a very tall boy at 6'5". Oh, look, there the referee saying, listen to me. And they're getting stuck straight into it. This is going to be a willing affair, you can tell.
Let them out of their cages. Brad Pitt actually quit his job as a painter to train for the Sydney Olympics, but he didn't qualify, so he went back to painting. Oh.
Got a very good left hand, Brad Pitt.
Still no scores awarded by the judges. And 30 seconds gone in the fight. Well, plenty happening, but nothing on the screen. Finally.
1 point to Australia.
That's the big cheer from the crowd.
1 point all now. Solid jab there from Price. Brad Pitt looking in very good condition.
He does. Good shoulders on him, long reach. Walks into one there, won't help him.
Tries the overhand right there, Brad Pitt. Good left hook as he came in there.
They're both tall, so fairly evenly matched, this pair.
Yeah, he's registered as 6'5", Danny Price, and Brad Pitt is 6'2". And he definitely, there's a couple of inches in it. Good punch there from Price.
They're trying to line him up with the right hand.
Oh, the crowd going crazy, stamping their feet, getting right behind Brad Pitt.
20 seconds of the first round to go. It has been a slugfest, although neither of them really rewarded on the scorecard.
No, Brad Pitt's leading 4-2.
Price comes at him again. Doesn't impress the judges.
Brad Pitt goes the end of the first round, and Brad Pitt goes 4-2 after round one.
Well, you looked at me a couple of times during the bout, and I know what you meant.
Yep. Well, you know, we obviously see things that some of the judges don't, but that's the way it goes in this caper. All the judges have got to see the same thing when they hit those buttons.
And they are on all sides of the ring. 5 judges. The referee is from India. The judges today from Botswana, Korea, Malaysia, South Africa and the Bahamas.
But a very encouraging round for Brad Pitt. The heavyweight member of the Australian team. 24
years of age. Danny Price, born in 1985. So 21 this year.
Both two young, up-and-coming heavyweights.
Big crowd involvement. Plenty of England support for Price. The Aussies behind Brad Pitt. 2 points the margin at the start of the second. Price looking to land that big right hand. Pokes out the left.
Brad Pitt equal to the challenge at the moment. Looking nicely composed and looking in superb condition.
Well, from what we've seen, Barry, it's going to be a pretty close fight.
Brad Pitt gets dragged to the canvas and the crowd don't like it.
Still gets the first point at the second. Well, he's got another point.
Price walking up, Pitt using the ring. Pretty messy at the moment.
It is. I was going to say very untidy affair in this round. Combination punching from the Australian. Oh, good left hand.
Good work from Brad Pitt. Good left hand work.
That was a good punch. That's probably the best, or looked the best he's thrown for the fight.
He's got a good lead here, 6 points.
Price tries to come back at him.
He's certainly got Price's measure at this stage.
A chat to the Englishman. Comes back, tries to work away in close. The Australian accommodates him. Rough and tumble in the referee's corner. Nobody scoring though. Under a minute to go in the round. Oh, big right hand from Price.
That was the one he's been looking for.
Yeah, he's been trying to set his opponent up for that. Finally landed it.
That was a big right hand, but he took it well. He doesn't seem overly shaken. He got hit again there. Price starting to land more punches now, I think.
He's fighting with a lot more confidence. Pitt will be on the back move.
He just threw 3 punches, then Price, and they're all out of range, and Pitt evaded them well.
A little bit of breathing space for the Australian. Price comes after him again, 8-4. 4-2 in favour of the red corner in this round. That's in Pitt's favour, but Price doing the better in the latter stages thereof.
Under 20 seconds in round 2.
Pitt doesn't want to let Price dictate the terms. He wants to fight the fight the way he wants it.
Needs to use that jab and stick with the jab and move around the ring. He uses the ring well. Oh, good right hand from Brad Pitt. Goes to 9-4. That was a lovely right cross.
Close to the end of the round, and there is the end of round 2. Halfway through the contest.
The crowd love it.
The Australian leading 9-4. And Brad Pitt won that round 5-2 after winning the first round 4-2.
The crowd are going crazy, stamping their feet and cheering the Australian boy on. There was that right hand. That hurt Brad Pitt momentarily. I tell you what, credit to him though, he recovered very well.
He came back well.
Yeah, he did. Came back very well.
So he's a pretty heavy puncher, is Price, but mind you, so too is Pitt.
Yep, both big lads. At 91 kilograms, they pack a wallop, I tell you.
I'll take your word for it. Some of the super featherweights did too, mate.
Thanks, Pete.
Well, halfway through, a little bit of blood there on the cheek of Price.
Yes, I don't know whether it's from his nose or from a graze on the cheek or whatever.
Well,
Brad Pitt
seen it.
Brad Pitt launches himself into
It's given him
Daniel
a target.
Anthony Price.
Well, gets just loses his balance. That won't be a knockdown or anything of that ilk. No points scored so far in the round.
Round 3, 9 points in favour of the Australian to 4 points to the Englishman.
Now Joe Cowley taking him over to the corner to wipe the blood off, I think. Didn't get a close-up of that. I think that's what he was doing. Yeah, it's a big cut.
It's a cut on the cheek, I think. Which is unusual to be cut.
Well, Pitt's seen it. As I said, it's given him a target. But he just doesn't want to get over-exuberant. Just box sensibly.
Yeah, no, he's in control. He's boxing well. To cut on that part of the cheek is quite unusual. Oh, good punching from Brad Pitt there. Price is banking everything on the right hand.
Price scores the first point of the round. Now it's 1-1. Rough and tumble in place. Jay Cowley letting them go. Now he says break. Pitt comes after his opponent again. Price tries to line him up. 2-2 in the round.
Take more blood, I think.
Second coming up to wipe it off. The clock has stopped just about halfway through the round.
I think
certainly not what Price wants.
Maybe the nose is busted. A lot of blood.
Does look a little ordinary.
He's letting it go on.
Well, Brad Pitt will certainly be aiming at that. But just to box sensibly, as I said, he's got a points lead, as you can see on screen, of 5. But it's even in this round. Goes to the body. Price tries to keep him at bay. Comes after the Australian again. Lines him up on the ropes. Pitt accommodates him.
Good left hook there from Price, but Brad took that well and came back straight away.
Good round for the Englishman. 4-2 so far, narrowing the gap to 3. Tries the uppercut, the Australian, didn't connect. Price again. Oh, a haymaker there from Brad Pitt.
Wild right from Brad Pitt. He's still got a handy lead.
Half a minute to go in the round. One round after this. 4 2-minute rounds in this heavyweight division, 91 kilos. Certainly a much more impressive contest than the previous one we saw. So these two boys giving it everything. It'd almost be a worthy final. And they've been drawn in the first. Oh, big left hand by the Englishman. 13-8 though.
Didn't register on the judge's radar, that one, obviously.
Well, what did you think?
I thought it looked like
shot.
a clean punch to me.
Yeah.
Round's over.
Oh, right on the bell. That won't please the fans here.
At this stage, you've got to say Brad Pitt's from the Australian team is, looking like he's going to go through to the second round. He's been in control most of the fights. Daniel Price is desperately trying to land the big shots, and landed a couple, but Brad Pitt's moved well.
That was the one on the bell, and the previous one we saw, but the judges didn't. So there you go. It was 4-4 the round.
To be honest with you, I mean, we are a long way from the ring. As that punch landed, Brad Pitt did go well back with it. Might have been as good as it looked on the monitor.
I know. You feel the punches more when you're sitting about
don't you ever,
3 or 4 feet from the front row.
Don't you ever.
I always used to like the coin showers when they had them in the pro rags. You duck
Wouldn't you ever? The crowd here is going crazy, and there's thousands of people here.
Final round.
A big crowd of the final round. Brad Pitt
against Daniel Price of England.
He's on his way to go through to the second round at this stage. He's got a handy lead.
Well, it's not an unbeatable lead, though, Barry, is it, at this stage?
But with, you know, what you see at the heavyweights, they're generally not very high-scoring fights. And Daniel Price would certainly have to do something out of the ordinary to you know, come up 5 points, I would think. 6 points, sorry.
6 now. Just the first point of the final round going to Brad Pitt. He's got to survive another 90 seconds. This is a very tiring and bruising affair. They work away, both of them in close. And quite obviously, both of them pretty tired now.
Brad Pitt throws a headlock on his opponent.
Still 6 points the margin. Only 1 point awarded so far in the final stanza.
Daniel Price getting desperate, trying to push Brad Pitt away. But
good left hand by the Australian.
1 minute to go, and Brad Pitt just continues like this. He's on his way through to the second round. Gets a warning for holding there, Brad Pitt.
Jay Cowley, the referee.
Oh,
ouch.
That was a solid blow from Price. Price comes back desperately. 47 seconds to go.
Crowd right on their feet here for this contest. Price trying to pull it out of the fire. Pitt accommodates him. They come at each other like two terriers. Australia versus England. It's the ashes of boxing almost here.
3 points in it. 30 seconds to go.
Well, Brad Pitt is getting tired. Crowd like that one.
Price is trying to land the big ones, but Brad Pitt's equal to it. Both boys very tired. 15 seconds to go.
Price still bleeding from that cut to the cheek. He also had a cut to the nose. Jay Cowley.
It's 12 seconds to go.
Oh, he's told the Australian to go back to the corner, and the referee going to wipe the blood off. The clock is stopped. He looks a bit of a mess, doesn't he?
He does. You know, he's shaking his head. I mean, a blood nose wouldn't be worrying him. But he knows, you must know he's behind on points. 7 seconds. Brad Pitt's got it.
Brad Pitt trying to stay out of trouble.
Brad Pitt moving, using the ring, lands a good, solid left hand, and Brad Pitt wins.
Crowd erupts here at the exhibition centre.
And they're still going.
They haven't heard the bell. And Brad Pitt, now he knows he's won.
The crowd goes absolutely berserk.
Well, that was a big win for him because Price came into the fight very well credentialed.
Yep.
All England boxers, you expect you're going to get a stoush.
And have a great pedigree in amateur boxing.
They do.
A well taught,
so
but a very good effort by Brad Pitt.
You beat somebody from England in amateur boxing, you've done well. As we go back to the final stanza of the fight, it was a fight. The crowd got their money's worth here. Plenty of fans from England here for this, but the Aussie on the day was just a little bit too solid. Certainly,
well done.
He looks the better of the two at the moment anyway.
Yep. Yeah. There was certainly a lot of blood from Price's nose and from, I think, a cut on the cheek, which was unusual. And the crowd love it.
Big cheer for Brad Pitt. Advances to the second round of the heavyweight division. Well, we've had a very entertaining session. We've had some lightweight contests, light welterweight fights. We're in the featherweight division. Luke Jackson from Tasmania in Australia against Gottlieb Ndokosho. Ndokosho from Namibia. It's a big moment for the Aussie, a big moment for the crowd. They'll come to life in this one.
Both boys orthodox boxers. Little right hand there from the Namibian, didn't get on the scorecard.
Ndokosho looks as though he might have a slight reach advantage, Barry.
He looks a bit bigger, a bit taller. Walking up to Luke Jackson at the moment. Good right hand by Luke Jackson, so he doesn't get a recognition there. Luke Jackson on the scoreboard.
Cheer from the crowd. Namibian working hard, but Jackson's got the first 2 points.
Moving around the ring, using the full perimeter of the ring as the Aussie gets another point on the scoreboard. And now Namibia is up there with a point.
Ndokosho very busy in the opening minute of the fight. Jackson fighting on the back move, but leading by 2.
Boxing, looking good at the moment. Boxing quite confidently.
Forcing his opponent to miss.
That was good. That was a lovely right hand inside there. That was a good shot by Jackson.
Crowd right into the contest. Jackson holding the hands high. Half a minute to go in the first. Ndokosho moving forward all the time.
Certainly putting the pressure on the young Aussie. Jackson equal to the task. On the attack continually, the Namibian.
Well, he just keeps boring in, doesn't he?
He sure does, but Jackson, the more pinpoint puncher of the two at this stage.
Not a high-scoring first round, just a few seconds to go. And there it is, the bell for the end of round 1. Jackson leading by 2.
The Aussie snatches the first round. Coach Bodo Andreas in the corner of the Australian.
Let's look at it from above. Ndokosho just kept piling in.
Good defence there from the Aussie. Makes his opponent miss, and that's that lovely little right hand inside. That was a real good shot, travelled about 6 inches.
Sucking it in is Luke Jackson from Tasmania. First of 2 Australians on the card here today.
Tasmania certainly produced some top amateurs in the last 4 years.
Plenty of good things come out of Tasmania. Apples, beer and boxes.
Yep, you're not wrong. Yeah.
4-2 to Jackson. 3 rounds to go though. Ndokosho very busy in the first round, but Jackson boxed the better.
Certainly put the pressure on Luke Jackson, but he handled it well. Defence was very good.
Jackson gets the first point at the second. Judge is impressed by his style rather than the walk-up efforts of Ndokosho.
Ndokosho walking up, throwing punches without really thinking about it. Whereas Luke Jackson, although he's back well in the fight now, Luke Jackson, the more pinpoint puncher. Ndokosho certainly putting on the pressure in a big way.
Punched on the break there, nearly.
Wouldn't want to do that too often. Luke Jackson feels his nose might have copped one on the beak there. Ref warns for ducking too low with his head.
Still Ndokosho walks up. Jackson accommodates him. Nothing forward from the judges. But the other way, in fact.
Ndokosho getting some recognition for his work rate at the moment.
1 point in it.
Luke Jackson still the cleaner puncher of the two.
Ndokosho winning the round 3-2. Crowd urging the Aussie on. Half a minute to go in round 2. I want to see him do a bit more. Ndokosho trying to tie Jackson up in the corner. 3-all in round 2. 20 seconds remaining.
Looked the good left hook there, might have just fallen a little bit short.
Certainly landed. Ndokosho trying to land left and right as the bell goes for the end of round 2. They weren't scoring punches. It's still the Australian by 2, 7 points to 5.
Yeah, it's a tight contest. Ndokosho doing a lot of work, but the Aussie, hands held high, boxing well, using the ring well, and the more pinpoint puncher of the two.
Well, that's the thing, Barry. Ndokosho has certainly thrown more leather, but they haven't landed.
No, he's been hitting a lot of fresh air. Blocked gloves.
Blocked.
Yep. Over the back of the head.
Well, Jackson in front, but still pretty hard to pick a winner in this fight. It could go either way. There's nothing in it.
This stage, yes, it's an even contest. Luke Jackson. Justin Kane was another former medal winner from Tasmania by memory, and also Daniel Gill won the Commonwealth gold in Manchester, and now an undefeated professional with a great future. But Luke Jackson here, let's hope he follows the tradition. He's boxing well at this stage.
2 Australians won yesterday from 2 fights. Jackson looking to make it 3 from 3. So far, no scoring punches from either fighter in the 3rd round.
And there's
now we have one to the blue.
Luke Jackson on the board there, and also Ndokosho from Namibia also scores.
A very busy fighter is Gottlieb Ndokosho. He's walked up all the time.
Ndokosho's certainly got a high work rate, but ineffective with so many of the shots he's throwing.
Keep the head up, he says. I thought that was just good defence, but anyway.
That's the second time. Luke Jackson on the board with another one there.
Well, he knows how to avoid a punch, this Jackson.
His defence is good. And believe me, these boys are fit. They've been training with Bodo Andreas for a long time now in the Australian Institute of Sport. Been competing pretty regularly.
Half a minute to go in round 3. 3rd of 4. Jackson leading by 3 points, the Australian.
Nice little left hook there.
Got the margin out to 4.
From Luke Jackson. Under a lot of pressure, but handling it well.
Brought the crowd to its feet. They know he's in with a good shot now. Ndokosho still comes after him. Can't nail him. Defence of the Australian good.
Very good defence from Luke Jackson, using the ring well, using the whole perimeter of the ring as his opponent Ndokosho puts the pressure on him.
Tries to nail him on the ropes close to the bell. There goes the bell to the end of round 3. The Australian leading by 4. He won the round 3-1.
And doesn't the crowd love it? Listen to the crowd. They're going berserk here, supporting their fellow Australian. Young Luke Jackson from Tasmania, the 21-year-old from Tassie. His idol is the great Kosciuszko, and what a fighter to idolise.
Ndokosho didn't do too much wrong in his career. Probably over now, but
you never know. You never know. Kosciuszko can still beat a lot of fighters out there, but I personally would like to see him call it quits. But if he could have got a rematch against Ricky Hatton quickly, I would have fancied him to win. But look at this support from the Aussies for their fellow Australian.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I am certain of, and that's Ndokosho is going to come out swinging from the rafters in this last round.
He's thrown everything he's got so far at Luke Christopher Jackson from Tasmania, and Jackson has handled himself well at this stage. He's got a 4-point lead, 5-point lead now.
He's got a box him off.
What boxing's about. Another point there. Hit and not be hit is what amateur boxing is about. Well, boxing, to be honest.
It's been the story of the fight. Ndokosho has walked up all the time, but Jackson has boxed a bit. In the defence of the Australian, you can see that the top score there, just 6 points to his opponent.
He's a very neat boxer, young Luke Jackson. Tight defence. Ndokosho's thrown everything he's got at him. He's been relentless really from the first round, but the cleaner shots coming from the Aussie. Look at that. Threw about a dozen punches and didn't land with one. 1 minute remaining. The Australian representative in the featherweight division on his way through to the second round. Incredible support here at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
4-0 in the last round to Jackson. Well, it's been a good fight. If Jackson can get through here, it looks as though he will.
Well, that'll be a hat-trick for the Aussies.
Just the sort of bout that he would have liked in the first round.
Yep. 41 seconds remaining. Two points.
2-point penalty to the Australian.
Yep.
Brings it back to 7.
But he's still, it's under 30 seconds remaining. He can't be beaten from here.
Crowd rising to their feet.
Look at Ndokosho. He's still throwing punches in bunches, but mainly ineffectual, walking up continually. Luke Jackson using the ring well, countering well. Tight defence as we come up to 10 seconds. And this will be a hat-trick of Aussies through to the second round. And the crowd counting down.
Jackson gets there. 17 points to 9. 7-3 in the last round. 3 points won by his opponent. Well, there were 2 awarded for a penalty. Look at that.
He never landed one there.
Thrown from the old 2-bob seats.
Well, they were straight punches, but Luke Jackson's defence was almost impenetrable there. Look at that. Look at that. And he landed there and made his opponent miss. That's what boxing's about. Very, very good, very impressive start for young Luke Jackson from Tasmania.
Okay, the referee calls them to send a ring for the result. And it will be a win to Luke Jackson. Another win to the blue corner.
By 17 points to 9, your winner, blue corner, Luke Jackson, Australia.
We won 3 of the 4 rounds. One was tied. That was the second, where it was 3-all.
He certainly handled the pressure well.
Robert Levy, the referee, calls them to set a ring. They're ready. They're underway. Prince and Zappavigna, a big moment for the Aussie. Zappavigna in the blue. The Canadian in the red accommodates him early.
Stop. Box.
As I said, 3 Australians have fought here, 3 Australians have won.
Oh, the boy from Scotland goes backward there, and Scotland on the board with the first point. Oh, good.
Nice shot to the body.
Good. He's got good body punching. He's got a very strong overhand right. Zappavigna, and there it is. Look at that right hand. That was a right hand bomb. And the Aussies raced ahead to a 3-point lead. The youngest member of the Australian team, the late substitute.
He can punch, Barry.
He can punch. He impressed me against the Croatian when he fought the Croatian team just over a month ago, and he was impressive.
Certainly stunned the Scot, Mitch Prince. Scott got the first point on the board, and then the Australian raced to 5-2. Zappavigna comes after him again. Second part of round 1. Shots fired from too far away from Prince. Zappavigna works well in close.
Oh, good right hand. The right hands, he's got a terrific right hand, Zappavigna. Making his Scottish opponent miss there. This is a real good fight.
Well, he can hit and he can box.
Yep.
Got away to a good start in this round, 8-2 now.
You know, he reminds me of a young Joe Gibelisco.
Oh, Joey Gibelisco, yeah. With a big shock of hair he had, didn't he?
A big puncher, Joey. One of my old opponents, but off to a good start. 7-point lead for the Australian team member.
Youngest member.
Youngest member at 18.
Well, a great start for him.
Great crowd support here.
Well, what a round. The Scot got the first point on the board, and that seemed to fire Zappavigna into action.
There's that right hand. That was a, I'll tell you what, credit to the Scottish fighter. And a left hand. They were solid punches. They were really good punches to open that round.
Well, he looks pretty calm in the corner.
As he moves. As he moves again, you let him have it again. Now, come on. You have to be aggressive. Moving back, work at the centre of the ring. Get the right hand going.
Keep the right hand working.
Mitch from Scotland, born in South Africa. Occupation given as a full-time boxer.
Won the gold at the Arafura Games in 2005. And this is fireworks.
Certainly is. Prince and Zappavigna. Prince knows he's got to get back into the contest. Trails by 8.
Break! Break! Stop! Break!
Pretty big lead at this stage of the fight. In the second round, Zappavigna countering well there.
Break!
You'll ask for the break soon, yes.
Stop. Break! Break! Box!
Prince walked into one there. Wary of the Aussie's right hand.
And I tell you, the Aussie's dangerous in close there too. He digs well underneath.
Ooh, that would have hurt. Crowd liked it.
Oh, big punches being exchanged here. This is a real war. The Scottish fighter firing back, but he's taking some heavy headshots. Coming back gamely. The Australian with a big lead.
And Zappavigna winning the round well.
12-point advantage. Rip and hook. 13-point advantage. Oh, look at, listen to the crowd.
Stop.
30 seconds of round 2 remaining. And Zappavigna well on top at points so far from the Scot, who's not too happy with a number of things at the moment.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't be happy at all. He's really getting bombarded here by the young Australian, who at this stage, oh, look at that right hand again. At this stage, you've got to say the Scottish fighter, Mitch Prince, has got no answer to the power of his opponent.
Well, it might be a stoppage, Barry. It's getting out to that territory.
Yep. Five clean punches, 5 more clean punches, and the fight will be stopped. But he is a powerhouse. The youngest Australian team member and a late substitute.
11-4 in the round and a 26 scoreline at the end of round 2.
Have a listen to that crowd, the feet stamping and the support.
Let's go back to some of the action from the round.
Big punches being exchanged, but not a lot landing there. But look at those body shots inside there. And again, that really takes it out of your opponent. Look at that.
Ooh. Ouch.
He is a sensational body puncher.
Just about a full house here. And
the Scots fighter taking some big punches.
He is. So Leonardo Zappavigna.
When I saw, the only time I've seen Zappavigna fight was against a Croatian opponent. He looked great for 2 rounds, and he seemed to fade a little bit in the last. So he still won well, 49-38. But the Croatian fighter gave him a tough fight. But I tell you, at this stage, Mitch Prince is really in deep water.
Well, let's see if Zappavigna learnt by that. Did he go out too hard early? Still looks to have plenty in the tank. Prince getting the first shot away in the third round. Zappavigna again coming back with a couple of his own. Well, they just keep coming, the bombs.
Yeah, he's very powerful. Nuggety, powerful fighter. Good body puncher. Very fast hands and also sees punches well, evades punches well.
2-all in the round. Prince trying to go to the body. Jab and move. As well he might. Certainly has a respect for the punching power of Zappavigna. A little bit more conservative in this round, the Australian.
Yeah, the young Scotsman being outgunned, but he's as game as Ned Kelly. Walking up to our young Australian.
You better explain who Ned Kelly is. He was a former Australian bush ranger or bandit, if you like.
He was, and a folk hero, even though he was a criminal, I guess, but Australian folk hero. But Zappavigna not as dominant this round.
No, in fact, Prince leading 4-3 on the judges' scorecards.
And this is what I did see in the only time I'd seen Zappavigna. Away to a huge start in the first two.
Well, he has built up a pretty substantial lead, and he's going to take that, you would reckon, into the final round, leading by 13. The bell goes for the end of round 3. But a round to the Scot, he won at 5-4.
Still got a big margin to pull back. A big lead for the Aussie, and he knows it.
Well, it seems to be the pattern in his fights that Barry go out hard for the first couple and see if the opponent can catch you.
Come back to the straight right and the left jab and get 2 points at the jab, right? And then try and get those 2 points all the time, right? All right, so you can close the gap down. But you're going to have to work really hard to win this one, right? Okay?
You're going to have to work really hard to win. That's an understatement. 13 points the difference with 2 minutes remaining.
You jab, and then you move. You jab, don't fight him anymore.
Jab and move. Bodo Andreas in the corner of this youngest Australian team member knows that he's got a virtually unassailable lead, telling his boy to jab and move.
Pretty sensible advice, I'd reckon. 4th and final round. Leonardo Zappavigna lost the previous round, but won handsomely the first 2. It's 24-11. Now he's moved it out to an advantage of 16. And even if it gets to 20 in the final round, the fight will still keep going.
On this performance so far, you'd have to say that Zappavigna, even though he was a late substitute, he's certainly a strong medal chance on his performance here.
Well, he's made every post a winner since that happened, Barry, hasn't he?
He certainly sure has.
Shown us a lot today. He's got a good kit of punches. He's fit, he's strong, and he can hit.
He can bang. He can certainly bang with both hands.
He's winning the last round 4-1 so far. Prince trying to line him up for the big one, not having much success.
He's listened to his coach, Bodo Andreas, to a T. He's going to have some tough fights ahead of him, so he really needs to conserve himself as much as possible.
Jab and move was the instruction.
Still doing good work. As he's moving around the ring.
He's not going to give Prince a chance to nail him.
No. Breathing very heavily though, Leonardo Zappavigna.
He's surprised.
No, the first 2 rounds he really did come out and bombard his opponent. And oh, look at that vicious body punch. He's got such a good kit of punches. And he's a good thinker. Nothing the game's got can do at this stage of the fight. We're close to 10 seconds remaining.
Oh, what a fight, what a right hand.
The crowd counting down, and they love it.
There it is. Zappavigna. Handy winner on points, and the crowd erupts here at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
You've got to say that was one of the most impressive performances we've seen, especially when you consider that he was a late substitute and he is 18 years of age. He's a young lad.
Grasping life when the opportunity presents it, and he's done that. And he's done a pretty good job here this afternoon in his first round bout. He couldn't have done any more. As you said, he hits pretty well with left and right, Barry.
Reminiscent of a young Rocky Mattioli or a young Joe Gibelisco. Rocky Mattioli,
Middleweight class, former world champion.
Yep, went to win the world middleweight title, light middleweight title, sorry.
Representing Australia from the blue corner,
Well, the Aussies have all advanced so far. Zappavigna, the youngest of the team, does it emphatically here at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre.
Carlo, I can assure you, he's a very competent boxer. I did see him beaten by a Filipino a month or so ago, but the guy that he fought was a very top-class opponent, and it was a tough, close affair.
First round, Carlo in the red, Wanniarachchi in the blue from Sri Lanka. Plenty of support for the Australian, but we've seen plenty of Sri Lankans in the crowd too so far in the boxing. Sri Lankan trying to work to the body. Carlo alert early. Sri Lankan comes after him.
Lost his balance there, Nathan Carlo.
No damage done. Not on the scorecard at least. Both boys would be pretty nervous.
Well, Nathan's certainly a big occasion for him.
First points go to the Sri Lankan. Carlo trying to mix it up in close, not successful.
Launched himself back in there.
Gets on the scoreboard.
Starting to relax a little bit now.
Wanniarachchi might have an awkward name. He's also, it appears at least early, going to be an awkward opponent.
Holds his hands high. He looks the heavily muscled fighter of the two.
Off to a good start in the first round, the Sri Lankan. Carlo coming back to get it back to one.
Dead even now. Carlo in front now.
Well, a purple patch for him the last 12 seconds, and we've got 12 to go. The Aussie with his nose in front, close to the end of the first round.
That will certainly give him some confidence as he returns to his corner. 5 seconds coming down the round, just about over, and the crowd counting the round down.
Well, the Aussie taking the first round, had to come from behind to do it, but Carlo goes to his corner, leading 4 points to 3 in the first.
And quite happy with himself.
See if we can hear what the instructions are.
Sometimes the people like to move it. Like, again, they guy. Two action, okay? Remember. One, two, left, again, one, two, remember. Like this, two action, macam. Okay? One guy getting back.
Well, he's given him the 2 fingers twice. I presume that means make sure you do well in the second round.
Very excitable corner there. Bodo Andreas, our German coach, domiciled now in Australia for quite a few years, doing a very good job with our boys. A cool head in the corner of the young Aussie, Nathan DiCarlo.
Lead out to 3. So the Aussie getting the first point of the second round.
Oh, he looked as though he was hurt there from that right hand, Nathan DiCarlo.
Good scoring punch for the Sri Lankan. Well, he'd suggest he's the harder puncher of the two, Barry.
It did look as though that shook DiCarlo. It came back well.
Crowd cheering every point for Nathan DiCarlo. And if he's to get through to the second round, I think it might be the toughest for the Aussies to date.
Yep, it's going to be a struggle. He's 2 points up at the moment, but the young Sri Lankan very strong. Manju Wanniarachchi. Oh, that's a tough one. I'll leave that one to you, I reckon, Pete.
Well, Wanniarachchi piling into DiCarlo now. He's levelled it.
Vicious body shot there from the Sri Lankan.
DiCarlo on the defensive. Has to duck and weave. Gets pushed to the ground.
Hit on the back of the head.
But paradoxically, the Australian goes to the lead. Well, it's a bit of a stoush now in the second. Half a minute to go in round 2. The crowd on their feet.
The Sri Lankan got his nose in front. 20 seconds remaining in round 2. Can DiCarlo get back in front here? Coming up to 10. 10 seconds remaining.
Last half of the round's been good for the Sri Lankan. Good left and right combination from the Australian.
Good shots there from DiCarlo. The round's going to end. He's 2 points down. Still a very even fight here.
Wanniarachchi coming from behind. He lost the first 3-4, won the second 7-4 against Australia's Nathan DiCarlo here at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. Certainly did well in the last half of the round. Big right hand there from the Sri Lankan.
He was hurt badly there. That shook him.
Oof.
Came back well though, Nathan DiCarlo.
Works to the body, the Sri Lankan. Wanniarachchi, that one on the back of the neck didn't impress the referee.
The Sri Lankan, the heavier puncher of the two.
Still, it's not the weight of the punches, but where they land.
It's the amount of punches, exactly.
The amount.
For our viewers out there, even if you knock your opponent down, it's only one punch. If your opponent gets up and hits you more, even if they're light punches, he'll win the round. Coach with his back to us, Bodo Andreas, urging Nathan DiCarlo on.
So is the crowd. They're right into this.
They know this fight's close. They're giving their boy as much support as they possibly can.
Can DiCarlo come from behind? The Australians we've seen so far have been in front.
DiCarlo hit with that overhand right again. He's vulnerable to that overhand right from the strong Sri Lankan fighter. Oh, and again. He was hurt there. DiCarlo hit with a big right hand there.
That's the biggest margin we've seen in the fight. So the Sri Lankan looking pretty good. That didn't do the Australian much good either.
No.
Margin out to 5.
The fight's starting to slip away from DiCarlo. He's been tagged with a couple of those very heavy right hands.
4-1 in this round to Wanniarachchi.
Wanniarachchi, a strong customer.
Well, He won't die wondering for lack of crowd support, the Australian.
That's for sure.
But the Sri Lankan Wanniarachchi at the moment, the harder puncher and the better boxer so far in the contest.
You know, this is some of the best crowd response I can remember seeing in boxing in all the years I've been there. It's fantastic support for the fighters up there.
He's got it back to 4. To Carlo. 40 seconds left in round 3. Now out to 5 again. Good boxing exhibition from the Sri Lankan.
Strong customer. Just a little too powerful for Nathan Carlo at this stage of the fight.
Martin out to 6. Biggest of the bout. Winning this round well. 7 points to 3. Wanniarachchi. Crowd trying to get Carlo over the line, but he's a cunning sort of customer, the Sri Lankan. He hits hard, boxes well.
54 kilograms, the Sri Lankan, a strong customer.
End of round 3, we've got 1 to go. The margin is 6 points.
There's that right hand again. That's been a winner for the Sri Lankan. It's hurt Carlo on a number of occasions. He was shaken there and he copped a couple of heavy body shots. Left hook to the chin.
So Manju Wanniarachchi, 1 round away from advancing to the 2nd round. Very animated in the Sri Lankan's corner. Nathan Carlo maybe almost needing a knockout here.
Yes, he needs to really do something amazing to come back here. He's 6 points down going into the last round. Not impossible, but unlikely. With considering the strength of the Sri Lankan, he's a Wanniarachchi, quite a heavy puncher. Straight on the attack, Wanniarachchi.
Well, Carlo knows he's got to have something special happen here to win this bout.
Yep.
He's trying to make it happen, but the Sri Lankan is equally determined that he's going to get the points. He's going to try to stay out of harm's way if he can. Bob and weave, hit and run. Keep Carlo out. Neither boxer troubling the judges so far in the round.
No. Wanting to keep his punches up there. Wanniarachchi lands with that right hand again. Gets another point. There it is again.
Right. Sri Lankan winning the final round as well. So the pattern continues.
A little too strong for the young Aussie. The 2nd youngest member of the Australian team. Will be the first to be eliminated.
Yeah, the rest have won, haven't they?
They have. Good right hand there from Carlo. Under a minute remaining.
Margin 8 points. The Australians still not able to get on the scoreboard in the final round so far. Left and right thrown, but both from too far away. Wanniarachchi, good, solid boxer, thinks well, moves well, and hits hard.
Referee, Carlo got one in there, and the referee was calling break. Oh, good right hand from Nathan Carlo. 20 seconds remaining. The fight's has slipped away from the young Aussie. Not disgraced, but just a little bit out-punched by the stronger Sri Lankan, who now just elects to move around. He knows he's got the fight won.
Crowd trying to get the Australian up, but it's all too late. The bell goes for the end of the fight, and it's a win to the Sri Lankan Manju Wanniarachchi over the Australian Nathan Carlo. Decisive points victory, 21-15. The last round was split 3 points apiece, but the Sri Lankan doing enough in the first 3 to get him over the line. The official announcement confirms the point score. From Sri Lanka, Manju Wanniarachchi emerges victorious in the bantamweight division. He's into the second round.
Please stick around. We've got plenty more. Pugilistic mayhem coming your way. We've got featherweight action, lightweight action, and middleweight action still to come here tonight. Taking it down, round one.
Jared Amani in the corner there. Bodo Andreas, the coach at the Australian Institute of Sports.
First round now in this welterweight contest. Australia's Jared Amani in the red and Bongani Malawessi of South Africa in the blue.
The South African, a southpaw and very tall, and with a quite an impressive resume. 2005 Commonwealth Games gold medalists.
Those boxers weighed in right on the button at 69 kilos. Which is the weight limit for welterweights. Going to the body, but not a scoring punch.
Right drive to the body against the southpaw, a good punch. Nice right hand there from Amani.
Judges like that.
That was good.
And again.
Punching very crisply, Jared Amani at the start of, with 1 minute, under 1 minute remaining in round one. Amani looking quite good.
South African, good combination, but the Australian hits back hard.
Equal to the task, fired back well. This is going to be a very good fight.
Well, he's punched very crisply so far, the Australian.
Oh, that was nice. Yes, he's put a count in. That was a lovely right hand, left, right, and a lovely right hand from Amani to put an 8 count on Bongani Malawessi from the Republic of South Africa.
Great start by Amani.
Sure
Certainly
is.
not overawed by his opponent today.
Not overawed by the reputation or the height and reach advantage of his very tall South African opponent.
South African tries to the body, but again the Australian counters well.
Oh, lovely stiff jab there too. Moving well, moving to the left, boxing against the southpaw, almost perfectly there. Coming to the bell of round one. Bit of bad blood between these two guys. The first time we've seen the slightest of that here, but a very impressive first round of Jared Amani from Melbourne.
Well, he lists on his bike. He's a very keen counter puncher.
He counter-punched beautifully there. Look at that lovely little right hand with the chin. Difficult to fight such as tall southpaw, and he did a good job of it there.
That was the one on the bell, and
Okay.
Amani didn't like it.
And he gave him a push back for it, basically a bit of a punch and a push sort of thing, you know.
Saying if you want to punch on the bell or after the bell, I'll accommodate you.
The crowd going crazy here. Huge support for the Australian.
Well, one swallow does not a summer make, but he's won the first round and he's got a good lead, so the corner instructions more of the same. Let's see what he can come up with. Round two, Amani 4 points ahead of Malawessi. The South African goes on the attack early.
Putting on the pressure. Tight defence by Amani. Good left hook.
Judges liked it, scored it.
And again, boxing
And
very
again.
well.
Very crisp punching by the Australian.
Oh,
Lands again.
He's got the South Africans measure at this stage. He's boxing a very, very intelligent fight. Moving swiftly to the left, throwing the rights, doing a great job here. Oh.
Good combination punching by Amani. Catches the South African as he comes in.
Away to a great lead. And this man, remember, was the Commonwealth champion in 2005. The gold medalist.
6-2 in this round to Amani. Well, the Australian catching the South African as he comes in. 7-3 in this round to Amani. 30 seconds to go. Boxing beautifully. Crisp punching by Amani. He leads by 8. Goes to the bread basket. Counter from the South African misses. Good left hook by the South African. That hurt Amani.
This is a cracker of a fight. Cracker of a fight.
Malawessi looking a little bit more confident. Amani straightens him up. 8-4 to the Australian in that round. He won the first by the same score, 16-8. The crowd going wild here at ringside. Well, what a round.
Great round.
Big bombs from both boxers.
Jared Amani really fighting well here.
He's boxing well. He's thinking.
Yes, he's fighting a very intelligent fight against the much taller South African southpaw opponent. Look at that. That's clean, crisp punching.
Pain, the left, body pain. And then you move to the left, 2 steps. Then you move to the right, 2 steps. Always let him miss. He will come. Let him miss. And box him out of counter-attack. You don't need to attack him anymore. You box him out of counter-attack.
Did you get much of that?
No, I didn't, no.
Out they come for round 3. Amani leading by 8 points over the well-fancied South African Malawessi. He gets the first point on the board in the 3rd round.
Oh, the South African fighting desperately here. He's brought it back to 6 points. Amani needs to be a bit cautious here. The South African unloading. Good, another point to the Aussie. Amani fighting a very cool, clever fight here.
He just wants to keep doing what he did in the first 2 rounds. South African, very dangerous. Amani catches him as he comes in. Works to the body, works it well.
Boxing beautifully, Jared Amani. Under a lot of pressure from his much taller southpaw opponent from South Africa, who's really unloading with both hands. The South Africans brought it back to 3 points.
Good round of the South African. He's outscored the Australian 8-3.
He's a very big welterweight, and he's putting on heaps of pressure in round 3 here. Amani's been on top. He's getting nailed now, though. It's back to 2 points. Amani fighting back. He was shaken there. Yep, Amani was shaken with a big bomb there.
Well, it's back to 11-5 to the South African. So far in this round, 40 seconds to go.
Oh, big punching from the South African. Amani fought brilliantly in the first 2 rounds, finding it difficult in this round 3.
20 seconds, or 30 seconds still to go.
You can see why this man won the Commonwealth boxing champion. Oh, big punch, 20. Oh.
He's in trouble, Amani.
Yeah, under a lot of pressure here. 20 seconds remaining, round 3.
13-6 in the round.
Amani hurt. I think he's been hit with some big shots.
No standing 8. Australian just in front.
Oh, good punch from Amani. The South African hits the front. Amani fighting back. Left hook. Draws in front again, Amani. Brilliant stuff. Down again. Good right hand. Another point. Well done. The crowd go crazy as this is a great fight. Seesawing battle.
Right down to the wire. A 15-9 round to the South African.
Oh, see that in slow motion. What a left hand. Ripped the head right back of Jared Amani. And he took it. It hurt him, but man, he took it well. He's a tough cookie.
He's going to need to be in the last 2 minutes.
That body shot, I felt that one. That was vicious. This is going to be a hell of a last round, Pete. This is going to be war.
Yeah, well, it's war already. If the South African...
Oh, it's war already. This is going to be hard.
If he can produce another round like that, he'll win the contest.
Yeah,
If Amani can reproduce what he did in the first two, he'll be the victor.
It's going to be a seesawing battle in the last. The crowd doing the Mexican wave.
Final round. Amani and Malawessi. Who's going to get the decision?
Can he do it, Amani? He's nailed early. He's been hit with some bombs straight away. The South... he's down. He's down. He's in a lot of trouble. He's hurt badly. He's hurt. He's a dangerous fighter, this South African. He is a dangerous big welterweight.
Kang Wilson puts the standing 8 count. The South African leading by 2. Long way home for Amani now.
It's a long way home.
South African right on top. He's down again, the Australian. Might be for the last time. Now he gets up, but he's very groggy.
He's groggy. I think the referee will let him go on. He's not going to stop it at this stage, but he's in a lot of trouble.
6 points the margin out to.
I think Bodo stopped it.
That's it.
I think the trainer, Bodo Andreas, decided to call it quits there. Yep. A courageous performance by the Australian, but outpunched by the very tall southpaw welterweight from South Africa, Bongani Malawessi. Oh. Look at this in slow-mo.
Took him a couple of rounds to get warmed up, the South African.
The right hook did it there. You could see the eyes turn up as Amani was hurt with that one. He did really well in the first two. Did Australia proud, but this man, he's going to be hard to beat.
Very hard to beat. His record speaks for itself, and his punches do the rest.
Yeah.
Well, plenty of crowd involvement, plenty for the crowd to cheer about, but the result not the one they wanted.
Blue corner representing the Republic of South Africa.
Bongani Malawessi from South Africa, the winner. Referee stopping the contest. And Malawessi advances to the next round here at Melbourne 2006.
Sportsmanlike gesture there from the South African victor as he opens the ropes for the gallant Australian Gerard Amani as he leaves the ring. Very big crowds and just huge response from the crowds, and they really, I mean, the amateur system, a lot of our viewers out there will explain it as we go through.
But this is going to be a big fight for the Australian. Mwangi Mathurga from Kenya, our referee. Out they come for the first round, the first of 4, 2 minutes.
Ramesh Fernando, the Australian, in the blue, on the attack straight away against his Malaysian opponent. He's already on the scoreboard.
Very heavily tattooed, Fernando.
He sure is.
Malaysian scoring with a right to the head to square it up in the first round. Those boys looking for the opening.
Ramesh cocking that right hand from the southpaw stance for our viewers out there. Ramesh Fernando is a left-hander, the Australian. Dead even, 3-all. Fernando on the attack.
Been the aggressor so far. Malaysian gets his nose in front.
Fernando comes back. That was a good right rip to the body. Both boys looking for openings. A lot of feinting going on. Coming up towards the end of the first round, the Malaysian lad, Zamzai Muhammad, in front by a point. Relatively even first round.
And the Malaysian's going to come out on top. 6 points to 4.
As we hear the bell for round 1. Well, now.
There you go.
Yep.
Spot on. Well, pretty even. The Australian got out of the blocks early, Fernando. And Zamzai Mohammed just doing a little bit the better towards the closing stages. Good right hand by the Malaysian. Scored with that. Counter by Fernando.
Fernando did compete in Manchester for Australia. And looking forward to his second big opportunity at a Commonwealth Games.
Well, he'll certainly have the crowd behind him. Quite often the second round's crucial. The corner men sum up what the opposition has got to offer and instruct their charge accordingly. So let's see what Fernando comes out with here in the second round.
You quite often see a change of pace in the second round. The first round, as you said, you know, the fighter himself suts his opponent out, and the corner does as well. Quite often you'll see an even first round, and then the pattern changes dramatically in round 2. And the Aussie gets another one on the board there, and so does the Malaysian fighter, Zamzai Mohammed. The Australian in the southpaw stance.
Doesn't want to let his opponent get too far ahead. Pretty evenly matched though at the moment, 6-7.
7-all.
Yeah, the crowd like that, so do the judges.
A good left hand to the head from Ramesh Fernando. Oh, big
ouch.
right hand from the Malaysian fighter. That's the way to fight a southpaw. Move to the left, throw the right hand down the middle, come over the left hooks. That's another one from the Malaysian. He's starting maybe starting to work the Australian fighter out.
Pretty accomplished clubman, I'd suggest.
Close, even affair at this stage. Only 2 points separating these guys. 3 now, 4 now. And he's got an 8 count on him.
Standing count on the Australian. 6-4 to the Malaysian in this round.
Malaysian fighter rushes in. For our viewers out there, an 8 count only means 1 point, equal to 1 punch. In the scoring system, 5 judges round the ring. Three of them must hit the corresponding either red or blue button at the same time to register a point, or equal to 1 punch.
And the southpaw stance of the Australian not bothering Mohammed at the moment.
Oh, good right hook from Ramesh Fernando. But the bell ends, and slight advantage to the boy from Malaysia, Zamzai Mohammed.
He's won both rounds so far. He won the first 6-4, won the second 7-5. Oh, nice right hand.
That was a very good right hand. Yeah, he's boxing well against his southpaw opponent, the Malaysian. Ramesh Fernando is going to have to turn this around in round 3 if he's going to be in with a chance.
Well, if he loses this round by 2 points, it'll be 6 he'd have to make up in the final 2 minutes, and that might be a bit hard.
The Australian coach Bodo Andreas with his back to us.
Big round for Fernando, it has to be. He's got to be able to turn it around here. Emmanuel Ramesh Fernando, the southpaw representing Australia, born in Sri Lanka. He's lost both rounds so far, 6-4, 7-5.
Oh, caught again, Fernando. The Malaysian goes further ahead. Six points in it, 1.5 minutes left of round 3.
Wandi Mathogo wanting a clean break.
Very mobile opponent, the Malaysian. He's starting to work his southpaw opponent out very well now. That was a lovely straight right hand down the middle of his southpaw opponent. Moves away to 7 points in front. Zamzai Mohammed.
Certainly quietened the crowd, as you've no doubt detected.
Just thinking exactly the same thing. The Australian crowd certainly do get behind their boys, but they've gone very quiet at the moment as they can sense that the Malaysian boxer is getting on top, well on top.
Well on top, yeah. Good double-fisted attack in that previous exchange from the Malaysian. So it might be Fernando's last fight for Australia. He said he was going to retire after the games.
Yep, there's every chance. He did say that this would be his last international competition. He would retire after the games. And it looks as though this could be the end of his career, or the end of his attempt at a medal here. 8 points. Coming up the end of round 3. 10 seconds remaining. Oh, Fernando again caught with that big right hand.
Well, sometimes the southpaw stance can be awkward for an opponent, but Zamzai Mohammed from Malaysia not finding him too awkward at all, and he goes to the corner with a handy lead. He won the round 9-3 to have a margin of 10 going into the final round.
Yeah, no, Zamzai Mohammed certainly knows how to box against the southpaw. You see that he moves to the left. He's moved to the right there briefly, but throws the right hand down the middle. Very successful against his southpaw opponent. He's a neat little fighter, the Malaysian.
The way you approach it, the way you attack it.
It is the moment of truth for the Australian, Ramesh Fernando. He trails by 10, so you could say he really needs a knockout to win this contest.
Yes, he certainly does. It's not impossible to score that many points in a round, but it's certainly difficult.
One each.
Ramesh fighting desperately here, putting the pressure on his very cagey Malaysian opponent. Oh, Fernando caught with a solid left hand there.
Just a little bit too cagey, the Malaysian. He's doubled the Australian score now.
Yep, 13 points in it. And caught again with that right hand as he comes in, Ramesh Fernando. Good left hand from Fernando, but his opponent lands at the same time.
5-1 in this final round to Mohammed over Fernando. Aussie needed it to be the other way around. Oh, that was good.
That was good. He didn't get a score for that though, but coming up under 50 seconds remaining of the fourth and final round. Fernando makes his opponent miss and counters.
Stop. Box.
The Malaysian now just content to move around. Needs to stay away, knows he's well in front on points. Yes, the Malaysian boy, all he has to do is hang in there, Zamzai Mohammed, and it'll be a clear victory on points. Coming up to 20 seconds remaining. In the light flyweight division, Australia's Ramesh Fernando.
No knockdown.
Going to be the loser on points here. Did say that this could be his last competition. Trying valiantly here.
Well, he's been outclassed by a slicker and quicker opponent.
He's very slick, the young Malaysian.
There it is. That's the end of the fight. That's the end of the contest. And the Malaysian will emerge victorious. A decisive winner on points, 28-13. Won the final round 6 points to 1 it was. In fact, he won every round. The most even was the second, which was scored 7-5 by the judges, but the Malaysian Zamzai Mohammed just a little bit too slick a clubman for Australia's Emmanuel Fernando, and he advances at Melbourne 2006 in the light flyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, the result of bout 90, light flyweight, 48 kilogram. By 28 points to 13 from the red corner, representing Malaysia, Zamzai Mohammed.
Light welterweight division, second round clash between Kevin Bizier of Canada and his Australian opponent from Queensland, Todd Allen Kidd.
Both boys looking for openings. Todd Kidd leads first, nothing landing so far.
Good cautious opening by both. Australian first on the board, brings the crowd to life. See, they're good here. They don't miss a trick.
They don't. They dead set don't miss a trick. Couple of right hands there from Todd Kidd, double right handies. The Canadians on the scorecard now.
Yes, that should score and does.
He's a very, very fast-handed fighter, Todd Kidd. Moves well. Both fighters got good kicks and punches, both in the orthodox stance.
Canadian hits pretty hard. Peekaboo stance. Kidd attacks the body.
The last Australian Championship, Todd Kidd was picked as the boxer of the series. So he's one of Australia's very, very best boxers. Sponsored
by one of our building unions too, the Builders Labourers Federation Queensland branch. So a little bit unusual, helping him with the funding in his boxing career.
It's good to see. Amateur boxers certainly need as much sponsorship as they possibly can.
Well, fairly even first round, but the Australian is going to come out a couple of points ahead. That will delight the crowd here at ringside at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. 4-2 in favour of the Australian in the first round. But very little between these two boys. Fairly evenly matched as we go to the replay. Kidd mixing it up in close there with a couple of good shots.
And then moves away. Chris snappy punches, gets his points and then gets away.
Might see a few bigger bombs in the next 2 or 3 rounds.
In the Canadians' corner, we're back in the Australians' corner now, but the Canadian Bizier fought in the World Amateur Championships in 2005 in China and got to the preliminary finals.
Former Australian cricket captain Steve Waugh looks like there at ringside.
Sure is.
Second round, Kidd leading by 2 points against Bizier from Canada.
Yes, Todd Kidd's first fight of the competition was a very impressive victory over the Indian, the silver medalist at the previous Commonwealth Games. Would have certainly lifted his spirits and lift the spirits of the whole Australian team.
Grabs a point in that exchange.
Oh, nice left hook to the chin as he moved away, Todd Kidd.
Oh, again, scores in close.
Very fast hands.
Rapier-like from Kidd.
Oh, that was fair enough. No call for break, so it was a fair whack with the right cross. That was good work. At this stage, Todd Kidd a little bit sharp for Bizier.
Winning the round well, 4-1 so far. More than half of it gone. Kidd very busy. Canadian on the back move.
Canadian having a good look at him, but he's at this stage, Todd Kidd just the snappier, faster fighter of the two.
Gets it out to 6 now, towards the end of the second round.
Certainly looking good. He's in control here. He's moving well, punching crisply.
Gets it out to 8.
8-point lead.
Crowd, they've really come to life.
The crowd love it. Oh, yes.
Good boxing, good combination. Bell for the end of the second. He was on a roll there.
Certainly got the Canadian Kevin Bizier's measure at this stage of the fight. 2 rounds down and a handy lead.
Well, the first minute and a quarter of that round was pretty even, Barry. Not too much to disturb the peace, and then the Australian cutting loose in the last 45 seconds.
He's got very, very fast hands and an excellent work rate, and he's a good thinker. Very, very good thinker. Got a huge future, this boy.
I want to see you need a bit more relax, a bit more fame, a bit more tricks.
Well, 4 or 5 punches thrown there. He scored with at least 2 of them.
Find and trick him. Make him please and be there. You need a freshness.
Coach Bodo Andreas there from the Australian Institute of Sport, heavily involved with all the boys.
To the left, to the right, do things like this.
Second half of the fight upcoming.
Bizier's got to do something. He's got to change the pattern if he's going to get back into this fight. It's slipping away from him.
Not out of it yet.
Not out of it yet, but
this has got to be a big round for him, though,
he's got to change the pattern. If it continues the way it is, Todd Kidd's hand speed and his good movement, he's just too quick at the moment. Very fast. Looking very confident. Todd Kidd. 20-year-old from Queensland.
Bizier knows he's got to try to get back into the judges' good books with some points early in this round. If it's 9 going into the last round, he'd need a knockout, you'd reckon, to win the fight.
Yep, for sure. And I've seen Todd Kidd in a few fights now, and he takes a shot well. He doesn't get hit cleanly a lot, but he certainly can take a shot. Rapid fire punches. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang.
Gets the first 2 points of the third round.
Bizier looking confused. Well, looking, thinking, what am I going to do with this guy? Trying to work a way out to get through the hand speed and the fast movement of the Australian member of the team in the light welterweight division.
He's almost proving as difficult as Niso was in the previous bout to hit, isn't he?
He is. He's doing a great job here. Lands his punches and he's gone. Oh. Canadian landed a good right hand there, but...
he also copped a couple as well.
He did. He copped a couple for it.
(4-3) to the Australian in the round to date.
Now, this is the future of Australian amateur boxing. We've never won an Olympic gold. We've won considerable medals, gold medals in the Commonwealth Games.
3 in Manchester and 1 bronze.
Yeah, but it won't be too far away. Beijing's in 2 years. Won't be too long before Australia gets a gold.
Is this the man to do it? Todd Kidd. He's going well in this bout, but that's a fair way down the track. He'll be thinking about the next round, not next week. There's the bell for the end of round 3. fairly even round is scored by the judges. It was 4-all, but still the margin of 9 points in favour of Queensland's Todd Kidd.
Good margin to take into the final round.
Take the action, Doddy. Why must you take the action?
In the Canadians' corner. Hard to tell what they're, hard to say what they're telling their boy.
Hold back when he's holding on. Let the referee see. Hold.
Can Todd Kidd advance to the next round over Canada's Kevin Bizier?
Kevin Bizier, the Canadian, very accomplished fighter, has got to come out here and really do something out of the box, because 8 points not going to be easy to, it's not insurmountable, but it's going to be tough. Bizier on the attack as he has to be, has to really put the pressure on the Australian.
He's got the first point of the round.
And flurry with lots and lots of punches. He's trying very hard here. Oh, incredible hand speed. Boom, 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 boom.
And it visits tongue.
Yeah. Look at that, good defence too. He holds his hands high, moves well. Bizier trying hard.
Well, Kidd would have expected this in the last round because the Canadian well behind on points going into it, but the judges have scored it 2-all so far. And time running out for Kevin Bizier if he's to advance to the next round. Well, 2 points taken away from the Australian there.
I didn't see that.
I can't tell you why.
No, that's one I must have missed.
Back to 7. Stung the crowd into action. Will it sting Kidd into action? It has.
Back to 10. Don't know what that was about, actually. I must have missed that one. I must have blinked.
We'll try and pick it up at the end, but 1 minute of the contest remaining. Bizier throwing everything at the Australian to try to wrest the bout from him.
Walking up with a good attack here, Bizier, but it's...
he won't be appreciative of that. Neither will the crowd.
Crowd didn't like that one. Bizier accepts that from the crowd. Walked into a right hand for his trouble. Left, right. Beautiful punching there from Todd Kidd.
Needs to get out of there.
Good uppercut from Bizier in close there. Walking up relentlessly. Knows the fight slipping away. Coming up to 30 seconds remaining of the 4th and final round. Todd Kidd on his way to another victory.
Well, despite having those 2 points taken off, it's still a good round for the Australian, leading 9-4.
And he's got fast hands. This Aussie fighter has got lightning fast hands. Beautifully straight punches.
Bizier's tried to nail him. Hasn't been successful.
Coming up the last few seconds.
The crowd counting it down.
Bizier.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah, he copped that. What a great sportsman. He knew he was beaten.
So Todd Kidd stays alive. The Australian crowd a little bit quiet after Fernando was beaten in the light flyweight division, but they've come to life now with Todd Kidd victorious in the light welterweight class.
And there's the uppercut up close from Bizier. He really tried hard in that last round. He acknowledged the efforts of the Australian just before the bell even went. He accepted the defeat. Very good sportsman, the Canadian, and a very good fighter. He fought relentlessly.
He did. Certainly not disgraced.
Welterweight 64 kilograms by 30 points to 13. Blue corner.
Crowd here at the exhibition centre absolutely erupting at the decision. Todd Kidd keeps alive his medal chances at Melbourne 2006. McEachran in the blue. Gavin in the red from Jamaica.
Underway. McEachran with his hands held high. Very high. Like to see that. McEachran on the board with a nice right hand. Another again. Couple of good shots from McEachran. Scoring well in the opening seconds of round 1.
Crowd picked that up straight away, same time as the judges. Very knowledgeable boxing crowd here in Melbourne.
Incredibly knowledgeable boxing crowd. They don't miss a trick.
Good start by the Australian. Just getting a caution there from the referee from Nigeria.
Oh, good, lovely left hook from McEachran there. I think that hurt the Jamaican.
McEachran knows it. Crowd knows it.
That was a lovely left hook right on the Jamaican's chin.
The Aussie piling out the points. Less than a minute to go in the first round. Oh, Jamaican walks into another one.
Jamaican still to get on the board. 48 seconds to go, round 1. Good start for the Australian. Oh, lovely right hand. And, oh, good punch. He's hurt. The Jamaican's hurt. He's on the ropes. He's getting nailed by the Aussie. He's wobbled. I'm surprised the referee didn't put a count on him there. He's in trouble, this boy. He's in a lot of trouble. McEachran knows it.
17,
I'm
18,
surprised he hasn't had a count on him yet. He's wobbling all over the place.
He's just about got the fight won on points anyway, Barry, because 19 the gap.
Holy mackerel. Just about over. It's going to be over before the end of the round, I can assure you. Stop the fight.
He stopped it. It is.
Yep, what a victory.
Oh, crowd going ballistic.
What a victory. And Bodo Andreas, the Australian coach, kisses his boy.
As well he might.
And well he might, yeah. Well done. A sensational victory to the Australian Benjamin David McEachran. Certainly bombarded his Jamaican opponent, Omar Keith Gavin. Didn't know what struck him. He landed one good left hook there, the Jamaican, and a right hand there, and then it was one-way traffic.
Sort of reminds you of Jimmy Carroll's world title fight when
look at that.
Bombarded his opponent Victor Will with about 130 punches.
Yeah, talk about a walk-up banger.
Yeah, well, that was right, wasn't it?
That was dead right. That was brilliant. Good work.
Well,
that's what you like to see, fireworks, you know. Like to see some action.
I just wish I'd counted the punches. There were plenty, and the judges scored it. I think it was 19-1, wasn't it? 20-1.
I was surprised the ref didn't jump in and give the Jamaican a bit of respite there and give him a standing 8.
Well, we've seen standing 8 counts for a lot less, haven't we?
Oh, for sure.
That was a win and a half. And he was a bronze medalist in Manchester. Maybe he can go one better here. It's a pretty tough division, I know, but you can only win, and he won very impressively.
He sure did.